Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today's video is going to be a little bit about the spider. Basically, I mentioned like a few days ago in my video when I was talking about the new fusion, you know, the more game fusion, and showing you the planner. I was talking about one of the things that is extremely good to do for the sake of resources and, you know, saving up resources, not using too many. And that is trying to double, triple dip, as we call it, when there are certain events. What I mentioned specifically was trying to double, triple dip dungeons that are going on at the same time with champion training. So usually there's dragon tournament or ice golem tournaments going on at the same time as the champion training. So whenever there's a fusion and you're doing something like that, you kind of want to try and see if you can, you know, get more bang for your buck. In this case, I'm basically talking about the spider tournament that started today. Like, you know, I'm recording this video a few days back, but the spider tournament starts today. Already started by the time this video is out, and at the same time there's still that champion training event going on that, you know, requires quite a few points to hit the maximum. So if you just want to go for the reds, 9,350 points. But if you're trying to go all the way to get the legendary book, which I usually recommend, even though it's a lot of points required, I usually recommend to try and grab always the milestones that has a legendary book, because legendary book are extremely hard to get. You get them once a month from the, you know, from the daily, what's it called, from the, very sorry about the bang. You get them once a month from the, you know, doing the monthly quest. You get some if you do Nightmare or Nightmare clan boss. They're not guaranteed, but, you know, you still get a solid amount. However, it's not too many, you know, it's one of the resources that's extremely scarce in this game. So if there's one of those that you can grab for the tournaments, you always should go and do that. So the team that I'm talking, and you know, the team that was on the thumbnail is basically duoing Spider on 25, as you can see, using ACOS and Ultimate Death Knight. Like, hopefully, if you know, by the time, if you see this video like a few months ahead and you didn't get Ultimate Death Knight from the, you know, free login, the Ultimate Death Knight was the champion that you could get for free if you logged in for 7 days during the, you know, autumn period up until the 27th of October. So if you watch this later and don't have him, I'm sorry about that. But I think you can still pull him from the shards. But if you do have him, this is the thing that you can actually do. ACOS and Ultimate Death Knight. It doesn't have to be ACOS, but the reason why I chose to show ACOS is because he's a champion that you get from free, basically by doing the secret rooms in the normal Doom Tower. The first champion that you get from there is Archmage Helmet, which is an amazing epic, and the second one is ACOS, which brings you the AoE HP burn and makes this pretty easy for the sake of doing 25. You know, the best place to farm points for tournaments and events is normally stages 20. But there might be some people out there, they want to be like, you know what, I want to try and farm stage 25 because that's where I get the best quality of the gear, in this case accessories, but at the same time if I can try and double dip it and do, you know, get some food done as well, why not do that? So this is the team that actually I showed and works. Let me just show you the preset that I had used on it, and you know, it's nothing too crazy. It's just for the sake of ACOS, at least, making him prioritize the HP burn. The reason for this is because he likes to do the A3 first instead and not the A2. You kind of want that HP burn to be dropped there as soon as possible, and then for the sake of Ultimate Death Knight, there's no presets. You don't really care. This could work, for example, maybe instead of ACOS, you can have a Mordecai in there, and Mordecai usually prioritizes HP burn. So for that one, let's say you would not need a preset. It might be easier if you wanna, you know, if you might be using RSL Helper that switches your food for you. So if you have a Mordecai or somebody like that, you can do it. I know there are other champions out there that can do it for the sake of stage 20. Honestly, I think even ACOS could do it. So what I will be doing, you know, after this one, I will be trying to see if there's a build that I can use on ACOS to just use into solo stage 20, and then I'm gonna post that as a video tomorrow if I do find that. But for now, this is mostly a stage 25 showcase. I do have a few pictures showing that this one actually worked on stage 20 and 25 as well. Let me just find exactly the folder. Come on. Okay, give me a sec. Oh yeah, there it is. So This is the one that did on stage 20. Again, 1 minute and 50. It's not a crazy, it's a decently good time. There's speed ones that can be done in 10 seconds, or some other ones that can be done in, some other teams that do it 25 and 16, 17 seconds using enthusiast, or 30 seconds using HP burns, cold hearts. But for what I'm trying to show is trying to be efficient, doing 25 and, showing a fun duo using Ultimate Death Knight. So this was the stage 20, then at the same time this was the stage 24. Bear in mind, for the sake of this one, especially for 24, I didn't use the preset in this one, and that's why it took longer, because obviously Akos didn't do his HP burn when he was supposed to do that. So yeah, let me just show you the builds and the masteries I have on these champions, and I could throw you a few suggestions in there to maybe try and make it a little bit better. So the beauty of this type of team is that you can use your Ultimate Death Knight in such a way that you don't have to specifically build him for this team. He is tanky enough to do his job on this one, and he heals enough from his A3, from the spider healing. He heals first before the spider hits. So, for example, in my case, I have Ultimate Death Knight in a full stone skin set. These stats, don't really care about his speed. You just want him to be tanky. You would care if you don't have a full stone skin set on him. You'd care about having around 300 resist, because that's the resistance that you need to resist the poisons from the spiderlings hitting you. Because it doesn't matter who you bring in the team, every single target hit from the spiderlings will always get redirected to Ultimate Death Knight because of his amazing passive. This one over here, that's called Too Awesome to Die. Whenever an ally is attacked, has a 100% chance to completely block that hit, decreases the incoming damage to 0, this champion will receive the damage instead. So it's all about his amazing passives. At the same time, he brings shields and continuous heals, he brings AoE decrease attack. The fear does not work because it's only for legendaries. So all revolves around him. He also brings a good aura, like you can use his defense aura in all battles, or you can use, for example, I used Akos one. I think Akos is in dungeons, or it's in all battles as well. Yeah, Akos has an HP in all battles as well. So you can choose which aura you're using. So for example, like I said, I'm using my Ultimate Death Knight as a slow tank for the sake of arena, and these are the masteries that I use on him. I try to get as much resist for him because I'm carrying, in case somebody tries to strip him, he doesn't have the crazy resist, but I'm trying to, resist maybe most of the debuffs that can be thrown at him. So these are the masteries. If you want to build it specifically for the spider, then you can go down the War Master proc to, get those extra damages on the boss when he hits. Also, it's helpful to have Master Hexa to extend the decrease attack that he does land. And now let me show you the Akos build. Akos don't even have masteries. I just put him, honestly, I just put him in a stun set. As you can see, this is not all max gear. I just threw some gear on him and he did it pretty well. I put him in a stun set because he has 2 AoEs. So by having a chance to stun the spiderlings with the stun set, that can make the run faster, because if the spiderlings skip their turns, like, you don't care if you get hit. But if the spiderlings skip their turns, this team is going to go faster, because every turn skipped means an HP burn that ticks, but at the same time it means skipping the animation. If you want to do something different with Ultimate Death Knight as well, you could throw him, for example, in a stun set as well, or you could put him in a frost set, or if you do not have stone skins, or like good enough stone skin to get him to be really tanky, you can throw some immortals on him, you can throw some regens on him. By the time you get Akos the Seared, or hopefully by the time you get an HP burner, you should have tanky enough stats for Ultimate Death Knight to be able to resist most of those things. Like I said, you don't care about his speed, just get him tanky, decent HP, decent defense, 300 resist, and you should be able to do that. One thing that I do want to mention, you don't really care about having Akos booked. This HP burn is AoE, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you don't increase the cooldown. It's 100% because it increases by 5% for each enemy alive. So obviously there's a lot with the spidering, so he will always place the HP burn. He also has an interesting passive. It doesn't really come into play too much, but could be helpful again for the sake of skipping those animations. And obviously if you had some masteries on him, that could help even more. But yeah, this was the team that I really wanted to show. Like I said, I'm gonna have a look at Akos soloing, because I think I've heard or I've randomly seen somebody solo 20 with Akos. I know there's options with Crypt King Roll, there's options with Tyrant Exclamor. I'm gonna look into that as well. So I'm gonna try and have a look at this, and I'm gonna come back with a video tomorrow showing something, something similar. I know that like sometimes on my channel I'll do endgame stuff, but at the same time I'm trying to show some relatable free-to-play things as well, such as this video. So if you guys do enjoy my content, please consider dropping me a sub and a like to this video. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as possible, as I'm trying to hit that 8,000 subscribers in order to become a tier 3 content creator for Raid Shadow Legends, and in order to get access to that test server so I can test out more stuff for you, as my resources on the main account are scarce and it's hard to test. It's hard to test too many things without wasting all of my silver specifically. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your fusion, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.